Coach, I think Hubbard had 5 points in the second half. Kind of what went into stopping him after a elite first half?
Yeah, special young player. A lot of respect for him. And I think Jans is doing a great job with him, obviously. He's gotten better from game one to tonight. I saw all their games, obviously. But no, special player. And I don't know if it was anything that we did. We obviously, reminded the guys of the original game plan and maybe had a few more focused possessions on him. But Jans had it spread out pretty good, so it wasn't like we could make a big kind of basketball adjustment. At the end of the day, you got to guard your man. But no, he's a really good player, and he gave us all we could handle tonight. So a lot of respect for him.
Chris, to see TJ have a game like this off the bench, see him stay true to his process like this, I guess what does it say about him that he just keeps his head down?
Yeah, same things I've always said for TJ. I'm on the record, and talented young guy, just striving for consistency like we all are, myself included. But I've been really impressed with his approach the last several weeks in practice, individual workouts, film sessions. TJ's got a demeanor about him. He doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low. In my opinion, this will translate to him not only being a great player in the SEC, but being a pro one day. He's just got a poise about him that we feed off of in a lot of ways. And again, it's a player's game, right? We had some adversity with some foul trouble, some other guys not bringing their A game tonight, and you need that. And same for Mississippi State, right? They had a special performance from one of their guys coming off the bench too. So, but no, TJ is a guy that I really believe in. If he runs his own race, I think he'll be a pro.
Chris, what went into getting this environment built tonight?
Yeah, a lot of work. It starts with a vision from the chancellor, the athletic director, and let's do this. Let's get into this game of men's basketball in the SEC, and let's kind of try to be a part of the fight. And if you're going to win the fight, you got to get in the fight. And I think we're definitely doing that. It started back in November, right, where we sold out several games in the non-conference, and there's two things we're fighting for, two objectives. You want every seat filled, and then once the seats are filled, you want to have those people in the seats impact the game. And we're just continuing to grow it tonight. So from the marketing department here at Ole Miss, a lot of people went into this. It's not a one or two man deal. A lot of people have worked on this, and we're super appreciative.
What have you seen since that Auburn game in your team over these 3 games?
Yeah, I'm not good at thinking back at kind of next game on the schedule, but obviously, if I'm not mistaken, Auburn was the second or third road game in the SEC, and just didn't feel like we played our game that night. So I think we're starting to play our game. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to run out of time, but it's starting to feel like there's a little bit more relationship between what we want to do and what we get done. So I guess the answer to that question is that we're becoming more consistent, not where we need to be to have a great February and March, but I think we're definitely trending in the right direction. I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Coach, with this environment, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, how does it compare to some of the other big rivalries that you've been a part of as head coach, assistant, throughout your career?
Yeah, it's cool. The other day I was getting gas at Rascals, and somebody, kind of yelling at me and stuff. And you don't get that a lot in Oxford. You get it a lot other places in coaching, but I didn't know if I kind of took his pump or maybe cut him off. I don't know, right? So kind of looked at him, and, he had a Mississippi State shirt on. So then he kind of winked at me at the end. So I've only been here a few months, but I'm starting to understand this deal. So, no, it's a great rivalry. I've been watching this for a long time, certainly with Kermit's teams and AK's teams, and Mississippi State's had some great basketball over the years. In my opinion, Chris Jans is one of the best guys in our game, no doubt about it.
Chris, you start the second half on a 14-3 run. State never regains the lead. I guess what goes into that start of the second half and holding them off?
Yeah, I wish I could say we planned that, but what we do talk about is there's spurts in the 40-minute game. There's 10 4-minute games. And to beat a good team, you got to hold serve in a match. You can't get beat in one of those 4-minute games. You can't let a team double you up, and that's happened a few times this year in our road games. So, and then you certainly have to you got to separate in a couple. So obviously for us, that was the most important 4 minutes of the game for us coming out of halftime. I think we got some stops, which disappeared later on. And then offensively, we were in a pretty good rhythm early in the second half.
Busa got into foul trouble early in the first half, and you kind of had to turn to Rashad Marshall. How do you evaluate the freshman's performance tonight?
I thought he played great. You know, to me, it's all about his attitude and his body language, and are you ready to play? It's not necessarily about the plays he's going to make. And I thought he was good. He was dialed in. He was physical. Got a basket there, if I'm not mistaken. And no, he's dialed in. He eye contact in the huddles, and I think his heart was in the right place tonight. He answered the call. So good performance from Rashad, no doubt about it.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, thanks.
Appreciate you guys.